Hello, welcome back to Kim Reads as we continue with Son of a Witch. The Kells had looked clean, conceived by a keen architectural eye, and thrown up with confidence. By contrast, the Emerald City, on first light, seemed organic, a metastasis of completing life forms. Liir had never seen a settlement larger than the hamlet before, so he was flummoxed at the way the city punched itself against the horizon. Flummoxed and daunted. "Don't be scared," said Dorothy, catching his hand. "Think of it as thousands of farmhands piled up on top of one another." "That isn't a scary notion." "I'm going to find myself here," declared the Tin Man. "I'm going to lose myself," said the Lion. "Just try to blend in," said Dorothy. "Act natural." "Now that would be acting," said the Tin Man, and barked one calf percussively against the other to underscore his point. "Come on," said the Scarecrow. "We're in luck." He indicated a motley crew of traveling players advertising a silly new show done mostly with puppets. They were amusing the guards and the commotion in the Yellow Brick Road irregulars, and Liir managed to sidle undetected through the city's west portal. They debauched in the broad square, judging from the stink of scark manure. The pace served as a holding pen for beasts of transport, while cargoes were being unloaded and bills of lading composed. Plain granite storehouses faced the yard, and bears, or even possibly bears, talking beasts, though they weren't talking now, were holding sacks of grain and crates of produce. "Ho!" yelled the other steers. Some were munchkins, a third the height of their laborers. Their landing whips loose splatters of red rain. "We're meat here, meat," groaned the Lion. "Not that it's all about me, but I feel so exposed." "The Lion's right. Come, let's duck in this alley," said Liir. "I'd expect a bit more fuss," said Dorothy. "I mean, like it or not, the witch is dead, and you think the word would have gotten out." She held her nose with one hand and Toto's nose with the other. "Kansas boasts hen houses sweeter than this." They wandered through the commercial districts, crossing through boulevards with dying cypress trees. Some were split in half, pulling down for such tinder as they might provide. Many open spaces around fountains memorizing successful military campaigns were filled with makeshift homes, some cardboard or oilcloth stretched over the chicken wire. Cooking pots stank of dinner. They broke spout from a little fountain, trickled a common toilet. "Ugh," said Dorothy. "My earlier visit didn't make me go through this neighborhood." "You had civic guides," guessed Liir. She nodded. The people of the boulevards ducked behind the shawls tacked up as the curtain doors, or hid their faces in sheets of old newspaper where the travelers passed. "You think we were leprous," said Liir. "Perhaps we're too clean," said Dorothy. "We shamed them." Liir didn't think Dorothy was clean as all that, but her eyes were bright and her step sure, and perhaps that counted more than cleanliness. "Maybe they're used to polite action against them, and they just don't know what side we represent," said Liir. "Oh, really?" said the Tin Man. "Look at us. A man of straw, a man of tin, a lion with a bow in his hair like a lapdog. A girl, a boy, a surly little dog. How could we possibly be authorities? We're too..." "Unique?" asked Dorothy. "Lacking in camouflage?" asked the Lion. "Fabulous?" proposed the Tin Woodman. "Ridiculous?" asked Liir. "All of the above," decided the Scarecrow, but the indigent seemed not to convince and avoid the peculiar travelers. When they reached the great piazza before the palace of the wizard, Liir wanted to hang back. The witch had despised the rule of Oz. How could Liir show his face? "Don't be a sissy," said the Lion. "I've got that covered for us all." "It's not fear," said Liir, though it was in part. It was also anger, he realized. How capable, how flexible anger he was. He could feel it for the witch, who had gone and died on him, for the wizard, the orchestrated, or for murder, both at once. Then why Dorothy did Liir feel nothing but increasing exhaustion? Perhaps he harbored a zesty secret anger toward her too, but it was kept itself in disguise. If Liir lashed out at Dorothy, well, what would he have left in the world? Who nearly nothing, just about nothing at all. "Well, we can't wait while you dither," said Dorothy. You'd be a fool to pass up this chance. The wizard can give you your heart's desire, after all. He's good at that. He remembered a conversation with Elphaba suddenly. What do you want, Liir, if the wizard could get you anything? A father. He's like Santa Claus. Dorothy's eyes were button bright with apostolic zeal. Don't know what you mean. Santa Claus? Jolly old elf, magic as anything. At Christmas every year, he comes to your home and leaves you treats if you're good. Or if you're not, coal in your stocking. We don't always have extra coal in Kansas, so once he filled my stocking full of manure. I cried like the Dickens, but Uncle Henry said it was punishment for me singing too brightly in the hog pen. I was scaring the pigs shitless, he said, and here was proof. The Wizard of Oz puts manure in your socks? No, listen and stop being an idiot. I just mean the wizard is like Santa Claus. He's a charitable sort. Come and get what you need. What's to stop you? What do you have better to do? He wobbled. If the wizard was handing out rewards, why shouldn't Liir deserve one too? He was an orphan now. He didn't say who he was, did he, or where he was from? He owes you lots. Dorothy was solemn with assurance. Without your help, we wouldn't have gotten back alive. The creepy young muffins hiding in the trail, that repulsive elephant monster, queen of the Scrowfolk. I had jeebies crawling over my heebies. Maybe I will, said Liir. What do you want, Liir, if the wizard could give you anything? A father. The wizard couldn't give him a father or a mother, but maybe he could give him some news of Nor. Now that Princess Nestoria had awakened a hope that Nor might be alive, or maybe the wizard had gotten a hold of the missing grimoire somehow. With it, Liir might figure how to help the princess shrug off her disguise. In any event, even to approach someone as mighty as the wonderful Wizard of Oz would be for Liir, both a novelty and an accomplishment, but he was hardly worth more than spinster, spawn, and seen very little of the world of men. Well, come if you're coming, we're off, said Dorothy, so Liir had hid the witch's cape beneath an ornamental flower in a corner of the deserted cafe where they'd been sitting, and went with them. Dorothy's strategy for getting attention of the proper officials of the palace doors was simple. I'm Dorothy, she said. You know, the Dorothy. The guards gawked. The ministers were summoned and arrangements were made for an interview almost at once. You're not allowed, said the Secretary of Audience to Liir. You aren't part of the original contract. But I'm here to ask the wizard for help, said Liir. Piss off. Dorothy shrugged, grinned too broadly, and straightened her apron. Don't fret, Liir. We shouldn't be more than an hour. All we have to do is show up, and I'm sure the wizard will grant our request. We'll meet back at the cafe tonight and decide what to do to celebrate before I leave. Are you sure you want to leave? Asked Liir. Of course I'm leaving, she snapped. This is my exit interview. Why do you think I put myself through this indignity? I didn't ask to kill the witch, but having done it, I'm going to collect my reward if I can possibly manage it. He bit his lip. Then may I come with you? You wouldn't feel at home in Kansas. If you do, besides you're supposed to be unbewitching that old freaking elephant noggin. Are my pigtails even? She kissed him in a bruising and incidental manner, full of stupid trush. She turned and hurried after her friends. The ceremonial doers banged behind them. Liir went back to the cafe. Using up all the coins he had, he waited with a mounting horror and then failing hopes. She never returned. He never saw her again. She hadn't been much, that Dorothy. Priggish in a way, proud of her wide-eyed charity. Her kindness, at first magnificent, had come to seem a bit, well, cheap. After all, she'd also oiled the Tin Woodman, soothed the timorous lion, and discussed differences between the gold and silver standards of foreign currency with the Scarecrow, who seemed, for all his brainlessness, to be following the whole discussion. She cuddled that rank little dog of hers. In light of all that, her solicitousness to Liir seemed nothing more than next good deed. Nonetheless, she had been brave, one foot in front of the other, all the way to the Vincus, all the way back. When the bells began to toll throughout the city, and Liir finally worked up the nerve to ask why, Dorothy wasn't mentioned at all. The wizard is disposed, they said. The wicked witch is dead, but the wizard is deposed anyway. Some other good witch has been hired to oversee Oz and the intern. Dorothy? He asked. What about Dorothy? Dorothy who? They replied. The cult of Dorothy had yet to take hold. And I'm going to stop right there. Thanks for listening.